the satirical online publication The Onion might present, although it would be a little bit too incredible for them. But let me just explain the process, and then Kevin and I are going to have some fun with this, and I hope it will be fun for you. We are going to recreate Lindsay Halligan's first court appearance by reading a very short paragraph, question and answer from the judge to Halligan. I've asked Kevin to play the judge. I will play the incompetent prosecutor, Lindsay Halligan. And let me just set this up for you, even though you are all well acquainted with the facts. It seems that Jim Comey didn't commit any crimes. It seems that there was insufficient evidence to actually legitimately indict James Comey, former FBI director. That apparently didn't matter at all to Donald Trump because he was going to be prosecuted, evidence be damned. And when the former United States attorney in the office that's handling the Comey case, the Eastern District of Virginia U.S. Attorney's Office in Alexandria, Virginia, the former U.S. Attorney, Eric Siebert, appointed by Donald Trump, declined to prosecute James Comey because he didn't have a case to bring. Trump fired him, or probably more accurately, Eric Siebert resigned, but Trump then claimed he fired him. Whichever way that actually shook out, Siebert left. Donald Trump took one of his employees, his staff members at the White House, Lindsay Halligan, former insurance lawyer, former beauty pageant contestant a couple of times over, and she was in charge before she was made U.S. attorney of essentially whitewashing and scrubbing facts from the Smithsonian Museum. And of course that qualified her to be top prosecutor in Virginia. Not. But she went over there, and within a couple of days, lo and behold, James Comey was indicted. And what we now know, courtesy of a short transcript excerpt, she went in to the grand jury, she obtained an indictment, and then she presented that indictment to the judge. It's called the indictment return, and the judge has to sort of bless it, and then it becomes part of the initiation of the criminal case against James Comey. So,
all right.
Thanks. I don't know if there's anything you want to say before we jump into
this puts it way down
of
here.
Lindsay Halligan's
So let me add.
See if I can.
I think the only thing that I'd say, Glenn, and first, thanks for having me. It's always a pleasure. Is that so? The way we've set this up, I'm supposed to be the judge, and you're going to be the prosecutor. You had 30 years in the job. You and I both probably appeared literally thousands of times in court. This was Lindsay Halligan's first court appearance in a criminal case. You are going to have to play her, and with your level of experience.
Because I think what I'm also getting is I'm getting. Oh, hold on. So you're getting what?
Continue to eat down.
Well, because I'm not getting what. Well, I get what. I do not get this because this. Nope, that's not the default input. I thought, okay, is that the, yeah, see, that's the mic. That. I don't get this. Oh, I know. Okay, we're down. Oh, is that just me? Nope, it looks like that is. So let's see if that's right. So let's go here. And on. Just for a second so we can go here. And see what we get. Barely hear everything. You can barely hear anything, right? Yep, that's it. You can barely hear anything, right? Yep. I gotta get stuff set up. Landing! I gotta do that. Alright, so this
and our mutual levels of experience, but you're playing the role here. I think this is an acting job that would be too tough even for your friend Robert De Niro to pull off, but have at it. Good luck.
I am going to try to give the role of Lindsay, to do the role of Lindsay Halligan well, I guess not justice. I'll try to do it injustice. That's what I'm going to try to bring to the role.
All right. So setting things up here, this is the court, the judge, me, and starting off, and you are Lindsay. And so the judge says, so this has never happened before. I've been handed two documents that are in the Mr. Comey case that are inconsistent with one another. The one says it's a failure to concur in an indictment. It doesn't say with respect to one count. It looks like they failed to concur across all three counts, so I'm a little confused as to why I was handed two things with the same case number that are inconsistent.
Now, I'm Lindsay Halligan. So I only reviewed the one with the two counts that our office redrafted when we found out about the two counts that were true billed, and I signed that one. I did not see the other one. I don't know where that came from.
You didn't see it?
I did not see that one.
So your office didn't prepare the indictment that they...
No. I prepared three counts. I only signed the one. The two count, I don't know which one with three counts you have in your hand.
Okay. It has your signature on it.
Okay. Well, end of transcript. Thank you. Acting. All right. right, Kevin, I want to jump in here, but I want to give you first crack. What do you make of that hot mess in what is one of the most consequential criminal prosecutions in our nation's history, a former FBI director?
Well, what's interesting to me is it's an incredibly consequential matter, but the hearing that she appeared at is really one of the more inconsequential parts of the process. It really needs to be emphasized how routine this hearing was, and how this is the equivalent for a prosecutor of being able to walk from one side of the street to another, and not find yourself getting hit by cars or somehow or another impeding traffic. Literally, this is something that is just routine. It is commonplace. All prosecutors know how to do this, but the bottom line is you have to remember, this literally was the very first time that Lindsay Halligan had appeared in a courtroom in a criminal case, and she was appearing as the United States Attorney for the Eastern District of Virginia, one of, I think by most people's estimate, who are in the business, the three most consequential U.S. attorneys' offices in the country, and she was doing so in a hearing, as you've recognized and observed, that dealt with the indictment of a former FBI director. So I don't want what I'm going to say next to be taken as being disparaging to beauty.
AOS 22 contact Brisbane Center on 125.75. Good day.
Contests were on the level that this judge was asking her here to the extent to which she was out for death.
Yeah, and as I'm
Brisbane Center,
summarize
AOS
what
22,
Kevin just said
flight level
in 4
440.
words, it's really hard to find
West
this
22,
hearing.
Brisbane Center,
And
radar contact.
that's a legal
Continue
term,
to exam.
from Jersey, where I come from. And the reason I say that is, let me just give the audience the nuts and bolts. So when the grand jury votes out an indictment against somebody, they render a true bill, which means at least 12 of the grand jurors voted in favor of indicting one or more felony charges because there was probable cause to believe a crime was committed and the person that the prosecutors are seeking to charge committed it. Then what we just read is like just this perfunctory court hearing where literally the prosecutor delivers to the judge the indictment that the grand jury returned. The judge blesses the indictment, and now the criminal case is begun in earnest. She couldn't even get that right. She had 2 indictments. The judge couldn't make heads or tails out of, which one was the true bill, which one did the grand jurors vote, down, no bill, no true bill. She couldn't answer questions, apparently including about things her signature appeared on. This is a hot mess. And, let me ask you this, Kevin. I have been thinking about this ever since I read the horror show of that transcript. As we both know, it is very difficult for defendants to ever pierce the veil of grand jury secrecy and get discovery on what in the world went on before the grand jury. There are lots of great policy reasons why we don't expose what goes on in the grand jury to public view, and it has nothing to do with, prosecutors wanting to indict ham sandwiches and run roughshod over the grand jury. We need to protect the anonymity of the grand jurors. We need to protect the names of the witnesses who appear before the grand jury. We need to protect the people we're investigating in the event they are not indicted, so we don't wrongfully put their stuff in the public square for people to see. Lots and lots of important reasons to keep it secret and not allow a defendant to pierce the veil of the grand jury secrecy. However, if there's evidence of some real irregularities or misconduct or misuse of the grand jury or unethical conduct by prosecutors, it may be that grand jury veil of secrecy can be pierced and the judge and the defendant can scrutinize what went on in the grand jury. Do you think this could be one of those rare instances where the judge would let James Comey's lawyers see what went on in that grand jury?
I do, and that is because the sort of presumption of regularity that attaches to the actions of prosecutors who are taken to be officers of the court, meaning that they have an obligation to tell the truth to the court, and also they have ethical obligations that attach to how they handle any criminal case. That presumption does not really apply here. The fact is that the origin story of this case is sordid. This is born out of direct orders by the President of the United States to go after a perceived political foe. So, as we talked about before in another forum, this will no doubt result in the filing by the defense of motions to dismiss for vindictive prosecution and selective prosecution. Both of those motions go directly towards the prosecutor's conduct in bringing the case, and they are routinely accompanied by a request for discovery. So if the judge, in the event that the judge decides at the time of the filing of the motion and at the time of the government response not to dismiss the case, defense counsel routinely asks for discovery. In fact, this is something that accompanied the motion recently filed for the dismissal of the case against defendant Abrego Garcia on the same grounds, vindictive prosecution and selective prosecution. They accompanied their motion with a request for, in the alternative, discovery. The discovery that they would be seeking, and the discovery that Mr. Comey's lawyers would be seeking, would be discovery into the very process that you're referring to. And all we have to do is take several events and look at them in sequence, and you'll see why the grand jury proceedings, ordinarily confidential, could be invaded here by way of a judge's order. We have the President Trump's blatantly, I would say, unconstitutional order to the Attorney General. We have then the resignation/firing of a U.S. attorney in that same district, EDVA, who refused to prosecute this case. We then have the appointment of someone who is blatantly unqualified and is purely in that job to serve as a White House lackey, going into a grand jury and returning an indictment in a very, very nuanced and significant case in a matter of a day, without, by the way, and we know this from public statements now being made by a former FBI official named Andrew McCabe, without having even spoken to Mr. McCabe. And just to give to summarize here, the offense on which the alleged offense that this indictment is based on goes down to one transaction between two people in one room, one or at most two transactions, and those two people being Mr. Comey and Mr. McCabe. And it is the classic case that you and I would never have prosecuted to begin with, of perjury based on lack of corroboration. In other words, in this case, he said, all right? But here you have the he said being Mr. Comey without the benefit of the he said being Mr. McCabe's live testimony before the grand jury. And so this screams out that some form of misconduct may very possibly, and in fact likely, have been committed, and it will be up to the court in ruling on that motion when it's filed to potentially grant the motion by the defense to invade the grand jury's proceedings here.
Yeah, I'm glad you kind of put a bunch of factual meat on the legal bones. And, you know, while you were talking about the possible misconduct in the grand jury, I was thinking of the Breonna Taylor case. People may recall that Breonna Taylor was killed by some police officers when they, I believe, were trying to execute a warrant at either a home that was the wrong address or a home at which somebody else used to live that was the true subject of their investigation. And, you know, shots were fired. Breonna Taylor was killed. And if you'll recall, the grand jury originally declined, and I hope I have the facts right. This is now a couple of years ago from when we were discussing it, when I was discussing it on air and in my daily videos. The grand jury declined to indict any of the police officers, and what the prosecutors seemed to do was sort of hide behind the grand jury's decision, and they claimed that, look, you know, we couldn't do anything because the grand jury did not want to indict these police officers. But then some of the grand jurors reached out to the judge and in substance signaled to the judge that they're not quite so sure. They got the evidentiary presentation from the prosecutors that the case deserved, and legally speaking, all hell broke loose. And then there were motions to release the minutes of the grand jury to see what had gone on in there. And as we all know, there were some charges ultimately leveled in that case, contrary to what the grand jury did in the first instance. I think that is a somewhat recent example that was in the news that shows how the grand jury process can be hijacked by
West 2 contact Brisbane Central on 127.1.
Let me do this.
Good day.
Kevin and I spoke before we jumped on this call.
127.1
because this is going to be a
Air West
recurring
22.
segment that we're calling the prosecutor's
Brisbane Center,
verdict.
Air West 22.
We drafted
Flight
up
level
3 charges
440.
against or involving
Air West 22.
Lindsay Halligan's
Center.
first
Radar
court
contact.
appearance
Continue
in the
to
Comey
ASAP.
case, as evidenced by that transcript we read at the beginning. The 3 counts are: count 1, she's charged with incompetence; count 2, she's charged with imbecility; and count 3, she's charged with being a Trump flunky. Do you want to first render your verdict on those 3 counts, Kevin?
Guilty.
I'm with you. Beyond a reasonable doubt, Lindsay Halligan is guilty of
And he took him out in 4 weeks,
Really? Did they buy him a nice dinner,
knocked him to hell.
or he knocked him to hell? Well, that's better, because
Alright, hello and welcome everybody back to the stream. I'm Justin CFI and I really appreciate everybody stopping by. Today we're taking this A350 from Delta, well not from Delta, from Atlanta to Detroit. This is Delta Airlines of course, and I think I'm definitely parked in the wrong gate looking at these gates, but I don't care, we'll be fine. We're just loading our virtual peoples and bags right now. And I don't know how people are going to get on, but that's okay. They shouldn't have towed it here, so we're just going to do our flight deck duties and be on our way. Of course, this is the IndyBuild A350, which looks absolutely gorgeous. I've heard some stuff about performance being pretty difficult to run this, so we're going to see how it goes. I've had this for quite a long time. I've just never really used it. And another thing that I've heard is the airplane is a little lifty in terms of the landing. It's very, very floaty. So we'll see how that goes as well. I will be running a MobiFlight preset for it. And sorry, I'm just trying to log into VATS in here. So we'll see how that goes. We're going to be using the WingWing Versa minor joystick and also the WingWing FCU, EFISes, and MCDU, if that works as well. We're going to try to make that all work. So we'll see how that goes. No controllers unfortunately online right now, so we're going to have to do everything off on, Unicom frequency, which Atlanta usually has some people here, but I guess not today. Anyways, guys, I want to thank you to the channel partners. I'm still working on getting my whole stream back up to where it used to be, so the channel partners won't be at the top right corner this time, but they will be eventually. For all in the description, be sure to check out all the channel partners if you guys have a discount on Contrail,
Brisbane Center,
Air West 22, and a bunch of other
flight level
developers
440.
and product makers down below.
Air
With
West
discount
22,
codes and all sorts of stuff. So I appreciate it if you guys
radar
would
contact,
use the codes to
continue
help
glory.
the channel, and you might save some money as well. So appreciate that. And to all the channel members, thank you for all the support in the monetary value as well. I really appreciate your support. But if you can't support monetarily, even a like and subscription helps a ton as well. So thank you for that. In the horizontal stream, we have 2 streams going, horizontal and vertical. On the horizontal stream, we got Novix, welcome. That Aviation Guy, welcome as well. Back in the 350, we're going to try it. Yep, we're going to try it for the first time to fill in 350 in quite a bit, actually. So we're going to try it out. I probably forgot a bunch of stuff, so hopefully you guys over here and you can help me along if I can't figure it out. Ian, welcome. Evening, hope all is well. Haven't seen you since CTD. Everything working okay? Yeah, I reformatted my entire PC. I got a new modem from the internet, so everything should be working correctly is the plan. Shubin, welcome as well. Hello. Thank you for stopping by. Appreciate you commenting. On the vertical stream, we have Puppy as well. Saying you can't make it. No worries. We got 15 of you guys in the vertical stream with already 4 likes, so I appreciate that as well. Well, let's jump in here, and we're going to get things started. The performance isn't terrible. This is Sim Update 4 as well, which might be the reason why this is performing a bit better, but I have completely forgotten how to use basically everything in here. So let's do a quick overhead. Oh, I didn't set up a view. Let's set up an overhead panel view. See, this is how delayed I am in my views. We'll go ahead and throw all the batteries on, and we'll go ahead and throw the the aiders to nav. I think you're supposed to wait for that bat light to go away, but I'm just gonna throw it in there. Align IRS. We can clear that message. I think it does it automatically, if I'm not mistaken. Align in 2 minutes. Awesome. Pretty fast align, so it's going to be doing that. It's aligning to our detailed position. That's all good. Oh, I thought I had a
climb and maintain flight level 440, Air West 22.
Buttons on here. That might be better, actually. Let's do init. Company flight plan request. I assume is the right one. Company flight plan. Nope, let's go back here. Company flight plan received. Waiting for insertion. Okay. That's what she said. There's probably a load button here somewhere. Insert. Awesome. I'm remembering stuff. It's coming back. Company win request. We'll insert that. Company takeoff request. Man, this is requests everything. Okay, we're gonna leave it on that for a time being. Are you on VATSIM? Yeah, we're on VATSIM right now. We are. This is above my pay grade. Don't have a second of experiencing 350. I can master bad jokes and confusing comments, though. Nice. No worries. Yeah, I haven't flown 350 in a long time, but I think we'll be able to figure out. We got GSX up and running as well since our last stream.
Air West 22.
So that's all good. The ground powers are running. Okay, I can go ahead and attach the tug. That's fine. I like that that blinks when it has a message for you. That's kind of a nice idea. Let's go takeoff performance. I wonder if we can just, sync. Oh, I need an airport. Alright, well, we're at KATL. That didn't work. K. Can I type? A. No, I can't. TL. And we'll press sync. There we go. Runway select. Let's take a look. Atlanta ATIS is saying we're using 8 right and 9 left. Let me see here. 9 left is just a straight taxi down, so we're going to choose 9 left. It'll be most likely my choice today. Sync from sim.
Air West 22.
Right.
Please expedite your climb flight level 440.
There we go. Compute. Man, this is too easy. We'll send this to the FMS in a second. 9 left. We got this is takeoff distance available. 12,000 for basically 400 feet. Maximum takeoff weight. 730.1 to 730,000 pounds. V145 4852, a flex of 67, flap 1, thrust reduction of 2003, and a THS of 27.3. We'll go ahead and I already commuted it. We'll go ahead and send to the FMS as well. Make this view a bit more zoomed in so you guys can see. I don't think my buttons work, do they? No, they don't. Let's see if my I didn't start my mobile flight profile. Let's start that. Run. There we go. Now my MCP, yep, my FCU will work. I'm going to go ahead and turn the cameras on for you guys so you guys can see it. The FCU and EFISes, the PU Air Korea at PLTA, and then the Wingwing Ursa Minor is the joystick of choice today, obviously. So let's go ahead and set up our FCU. On the Paget 2 departure, we're going to be climbing to runway 9 left. The top altitude is 10, but 9 left says also 10. So we're going to go thousands up to 10,000 feet. Awesome. We're going to put in the departure, and that'll be entered in for us shortly as well. Oh, looks like Mickey Mike just went live. He's going live on X-Plane 12. Cabins are good. Boarding is ready. Your thumbnail says MSP Detroit. Does it? Oh, it does. Yeah, that's wrong. Don't listen to the
Air West 22. Please expedite your climb flight level 440.
Sorry about that. Hearing good things about the SU4 update that comes out today. Sounds like the 777 iFly and CRJ are all working again. Oh, okay. The CRJ were working for me. The iFly wasn't. I never tested the triple. But that's pretty good that it's all working. I like that. What does that button do? I just type 9 I guess I type here. 9 left. Enter. Change the 8 left. Alright. Oh, I just do this. 9 left. I thought I sent it to the MCD already, but let's do a flex flap 1. Yeah, I thought I did this already. Let's go here. Perf. Oh, I didn't send it. Let's try again. Send to FMS. 45, yes. Okay, perfect. Flex of 67. That's all been set in here as noise. Noise, there's no noise here. Awesome. Usually in the States, it's all built in, noise abatement's all built into the SID, which is quite smart. We'll go flight plan. Atlanta, departure. Runway 9 left. The SID is the Paget 2. And the transition today, up to the Smith. Put that in there. Oh, it is there. Cool. Temporary flight plan. We'll insert the flight plan. Then we're going to go to Detroit. Runway in Detroit, they are using, ADA says they're 3 right and 4 right. Let's see what we can kind of predict here. Probably, let's see.
Air West 22, please expedite your climb flight level 440.
We'll plan 3 right for now. We'll choose it. We'll decide something later. The Kraken 3, ILS 3 right. VIA, there's no VIAs, none. And the Kraken 2, I guess I didn't update my nav. Oh no, it is Kraken 2. Awesome. Most likely on the subway. Yep. Alright. Temporary, we'll insert that. Alright, that's all been done. Shake up.
Air West 22 contact center on 125.7. Good day.
45, 48, 52, yeah. Sweet. Packs on, NTI's off.
125.7 for Air West 22.
Climate constant is at 54. Let's see
Air West 22 is at flight level 270, climbing flight level 440.
Sim brief gave us 54. Got that. Awesome.
Radar contact. Continue to Maury.
Manager 0.85. Man, this thing cruises quick. Alright, we should be good to go. We're going to leave this on the init page, or the flight plan page, actually. We'll leave that over there. We are going to go on data. No, there's one of these buttons. It's like a serve button I need to go to. I'll find it eventually. Oh, I think it's peer. Serve. We'll go, the auto for the time being. That's kind of cool. Just turn it to auto. Terrain is on. Squawking 2000. And we're going to go to auto on that. TRA should be fine. Norm, and that's all good. Cool. That's been done. I got checklist, copper preparation, that's kind of cool.
Air West 22, please expedite your climb flight level 440.
Cruise pilot can be on, we're just about to push so we can turn all our fuel pumps to the auto position. We can go ahead and start our APU as well. The beacon light should be on. I'm just going to make sure all my lights are matched with that. Alright, strobes and auto. Start the APU. Seatbelts can come on. No smoking signs can go on as well. No mobile. Sure, I'll turn that on. And the emergency lights are armed. Right? Yeah, cool. That's all good. At the overhead panel state, take a look down here. The APU should be starting up. I'll give you guys some sounds outside. I'm going to take a wild guess and assume the takeoff technique is driven by the Simbrief weights. I believe they are, yes. It's what you have loaded in the airplane, so that's a good point. Let's make sure that's they did load us. What GSX actually did load us with the correct weight and stuff, which is looking like it didn't. There we go. Set. Let's do instant refuel. Oh, that's what I have to click. Alright, for next time I'll know how to do it like this. So let's go back to the takeoff. Takeoff perf. Let's sync that again. 9 left Atlanta. Compute that again. That's all the same. Okay. Yeah, we're still good. 45, 48, 52 is all
Air West
set.
22, please expedite your climb flight level
5
440.
messages. Whoa. That's a lot. Got taps and stuff or load sheets here as well. Let's see if it's... Oh, this is all in kilograms. Oh well, mine's in pounds. Well, main thing is
Air
check
West
the fuel.
22
We
contact
require this is
Center on
30,700 pounds of gas
Good day.
and 30,700. That matches that. We are good and ready to go.
133.05.
Atlanta's
Air West 22.
Hopefully Atlanta comes online. That'd be kind of nice.
Brisbane Center, Air West 22. Flight level 1, radar contact. Continue to Boeing 440.
I guess you don't have to put in all that, and then I guess you transfer it like that. Sweet. Let's go to all the doors are closed, the pumps are on, the beacon is on, APU bleed is on, which means the external power can be disconnected from there, and we can go ahead and disconnect it from here. Chalk's GPU. Parking brake is still not set. Let's go ahead and set that. Awesome. Let's do the rest of this. Checklist complete. Oh. Parking brake's on, takeoff speeds and thrust are both, and slides are. Beacon is on, nose steering, disengage memo is, well, not checked. Do we have to manually disengage it? No, it's just from the touch connects, I thought.
133.8 for Air West 22. Melbourne Center, Air West 22 is a 15,900 climbing flight level 440.
Keep that up for later. Let's tell GSX, which is actually for
Air West
here.
22, Melbourne Center, QNH 1009er, radar contact, continue to Basra. Air West 22, descend via bore 4 Alpha to 8,000. Expect ILS runway 25 approach, vectors to final.
And we got constraints on. I don't want NDB and
descend via bore 4 Alpha to 8,000. Expect ILS runway 25 approach, vectors to final. Air West 22.
Let's try it again. Maybe I did something wrong. Oh, there we go. Alright, awesome. Does any A350 with default liveries do, or do they have to get them? You have to just install it from the INI manager. So once you install the airplane, install the liveries with the manager. Appreciate all you guys stopping by as well. Ian says, cool. Confused why the V-speeds didn't change with the added weight, but shrug. Yeah, it should have, right? Yeah, it definitely should have. Let me quickly try it in here and see if this was any different. 9 left. Company takeoff request. Not sync that. It can sync everything, but it can't sync this stuff.
Air West 22 would like ILS runway 16 left approach, vectors to final.
The wind
Air West 22, descend via bore 4 Alpha to 8,000. Expect ILS runway 25 approach, vectors to final.
Enter button's going to be the death of me. 9 knots.
Descend via bore 4 Alpha to 8,000. Expect ILS runway 25 approach, vectors to final.
Alright,
Air West 22.
Flex, send, request. Let's see what they come up with.
Air West 22, descend and maintain 3,000. Descend and maintain 3,000. Air West 22.
I'm going to clear. I'm going to keep the faster speeds. Because faster
Air West 22 contact Sydney approach on 128.3. Good day.
I'd like to go but check takeoff data.
128.3. Air West 22.
But I can't click there. There we go. Perf. 45, 48, 52. Yeah. That's just a list of them. Okay, never mind. We'll leave that on the flight plan page. I think it said release parking brake or something. Let's see. Nope. Alright, we're just gonna try it. Nope. That's where GSX starts to fail me. Yeah, it's not the best on performance, but it's definitely not the worst for me in Update 4. I'm sure in Update 3 I couldn't even run it, so... Are they gonna... Turn that off. Let's do it through here. Continue pushback. There we go. Nose left, of course. Alright. Push. Never said that. ALS2 lights at the departure end. Overrated. Lower the V-speeds can eliminate those. Yeah, exactly. No, I mean, we got tons of runway to play with. We'll be more than fine. 12,000 feet of runway, can rotate at 200. The tires will go before we're hitting any lights. Oh, our person is pink. There, don't worry about that. Alright guys, well while we're pushing back, I didn't get the time to make any views back here, and I turned the cabin off so we can have a better experience in terms of frame performance-wise. So let me go ahead and make a view. About there or so. Go to the other side, and with left control, alt plus a number button, we're going to save that view. I'll make some more along the flight, but for right now we'll just set these two here. I already screwed that up. I did already screw that up. Alright, that's number 7. Let's go back to this side. Start them up. Let's go ignition to start. And if it's like anything to 320, we're going to do number 1. Put the sounds up, you guys can hear it.
Sydney approach. Air West 22 is at 5,300 descending 3,000. Air West 22, Sydney approach. QNH 1008. Radar contact. Continue to jelly. Air West 22, keep speed not above 185 knots. Contact Sydney Tower on 120.5. Keep speed not above 185 knots. Tower on 120.
QNH 1008.
West
Cleared
22.
ILS runway 25 approach.
Cleared ILS runway 25 approach. Air West 22.
Oh, my mic is muted. There we go, we're back. We're just starting number 2 now. Alright guys, let's put the cameras away for a little bit and we will get rolling here. I'm about to give you a departure briefing, but based on the Paget 2, it's just straight out of 1527, then direct picket and predicted route. Oh, we got 8 cars. Hey, we got Atlanta online. Awesome, let's get the ATIS there. Our 8 car says we're cleared. Packet 2 Smith, blah 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 blah. Flight plan route, altitude is 41,000 feet, squawk 7225. Let's go ahead and do that. Initialize weights. Oh, see, I did forget something. Oh, you know what? I think it's init page. Is there a next page? That's not it. Can I get off the mouse? No. Let's quickly do this before I forget. Serve, and squawk code is 722 and 25. Enter. 7225. We are on. Excellent. Let's see. I think I did forget something here. FMS1. I don't think it's under data. Not under there, not under the secondary, not under position. It has to be in at page 2, I would imagine. I just don't want to get to page 2. Fuel mode. There we go. Passenger number. I don't know, man. Let's check that. Load sheet. We got a total of 218. Enter that in.
Auto throttle.
Is that all I wanted? Alright, should be good. And we're going to do the rest of our flow here. My view got deleted anyways. AP lead. Master control off. Let's go and set that as a commute.
runway 25.
There we go. Gonna wait on the taxi light till we've been cleared to go.
Clear to land runway 25.
Auto brake.
Air West 22.
RTO. Flaps to the 1 position. And then I forget how to set the trim. It's supposed to be 29.5. Okay, it did it for me. Awesome. And that can go back to the normal position. Anti-ice is off. Flight controls. We can deselect the rudder there. It'll go full left. Full right. It's not really moving. Full up. Crosshair moving. Full down. Oh, it is moving. It's at the bottom left. I see. It's down here. Alright. That's all good. Full left on the rudder. Full right on the rudder. There we go. And I gotta lock my office chair here because I'm slipping and sliding as I use my rudder. There we go. Awesome, awesome. Flight controls checked. Ground equipment is clear. We are ready for taxi. Let's go ahead and tune in on Atlanta ground. I think they're online here. Atlanta Towers on. We can do that. We're already on them. Let's get my notepad out. We're Delta 1253. I gotta remember my call sign now. And we will give them an ask. Let's see actually if there's a PDC number at the end of this clearance. There is not. Atlanta, it's Delta 1253 Concourse F. We'd like taxi runway 9 left. Oh, my button didn't work. Interesting. Radio not selected or something? It isn't. Alright, let's turn that up. Minimums. 400. 350. 1253 Concourse F with request taxi 9. 300. 250.
Still at 1253 heavy at Atlanta Tower, runway at 9 left, taxi via 150. First exit RNAV wayport for me, please.
100.
Okay, go here, go here. Okay, so taxi via Mike, runway 9 left.
40,
first RNAV is ticket
20. 10.
Thank you.
Alright, taxi via 9 left. Taxi light, come on. There we go. And we are...
Airwest 22. Contact ground on 126.5.
Get moving a little bit here.
Going to 126.5. Air West 22.
Checklist menu. Taxi checklist. We'll do that in a second. The airplane's not steering with my rudders here. I think I gotta set it up in this menu. Options. simulation. Performance mode, nope. Has to be something in here. Rudder control tiller, yes. There we go. Via Mikey says... Is not to get moving here. Mike's the Mike's the second taxiway after from what I have checked. Let's just make sure here. Yeah, Lima and then Mike. Awesome. Perfect. A little bit stuttery now. I can see where people say the performance isn't the greatest. It isn't the greatest, but it's not the worst. Alright guys, we're going to turn on Tobii Eye Tracker here, so I can, I guess that's actually the last turn I'm going to do, so never mind, we're not going to turn on Tobii Eye Tracker. I don't have to turn it anymore. But I love to use Tobii while taxing, it's very, very cool. Appreciate all you guys watching in the chat there. Is there a Washington Center event right now? There's so much ATC in Washington. Oh, damn, I wish I knew.
Southwest 455, Arnav to grid, runway 9 left at Mike 2, clear for takeoff. Arnav to grid.
I wish I knew about that Washington. I love going to DC. That's where our 10,000 giveaway stream, that's where it's going to be, is in DC. Which, by the way, guys, I thank you to all this channel subscribers so far. We're so close to 10,000. We're going to have a huge, like, $300 giveaway plan for 10,000, which is about 6 winners. It'll be really, really cool. Rise, welcome, good evening. Hey, thanks for stopping in. Hope you're doing well. Gray shirt, you can tell they're gotten burned with people setting up on the wrong runway. Yeah.
Fucking goddamn! How can they fucking break this?
Whoa. It's definitely a little bad on performance, but it's not terrible. It could be a lot worse. So auto FPSs we're getting about 60 right now. With DLSS range, we're probably in the 80-90 area. There's that traffic down there. It looks like a southwest. I can't really see what it is. It's some weird paint scheme, so it's usually southwest. Yeah, it is. When it's weird looking, assume southwest, and you'll be pretty good. I'm gonna add a little bit of brakes. This thing is now moving. I've been idle this whole time. Alright, taxi checklist. Flap is 1, set and confirmed. The radar is off, but we can turn it on. I think actually it is on. It's on auto. Seatbelt's on. Ground spoilers. Oop, forgot that. Go ahead and arm that. Takeoff config test is hopefully, yep, still kind of roughly in the same spot. And that's all that's left to do. TO config. There we go. Checklist complete. How much is the anti-builds? I believe from memory it was in the $70 to $80 range from memory. If you absolutely love the A350, then I think it's worth it for you. I don't do long hauls, and I don't care to fly the 350 all that much, so for me I think it was a bit of a waste, as I'm not going to use it all that much, as someone who probably loves long hauls will. Whoops. I'm just clicking around. But yeah, if you love the 350, then you're going to love this, obviously. It's a little heavy on performance, though, so make sure you have a beast of a PC to make this thing run. Let's see, Atlanta Center's online, 32975. I want to get that ready to go, 32975. Now we have it ready to go when they says contact departure. We're going to go over to them. We don't have a departure, so that's all we